guys, it's your boy DAWB coming at you with a new video. And I am currently at my girlfriend's parents' house recording this. So yeah, if you can see in the background, I have my good friend Dolly, very sweet cat. Yeah, just me and her and my girlfriend and the dog, but who cares, right? Today I want to talk about another artist from the Capcom Legacy Triad. And before I mentioned Edion in a previous video, you should check that out. I've mentioned Bengus, who is a major proprietor of Street Fighter in my career of art. And now I want to talk today about a legendary man who needs no introduction. The man, the myth, the legend, Akiman. Akiman, that's his name. Now, unbeknownst to my peers, I've actually been introduced to Akiman relatively late, actually. In my last video about Bengus, Bengus was the guy that was responsible for like the most Street Fighter and the most he was the one responsible for giving me more Street Fighter than any other artist. But upon learning where he was getting direction from, right, this goes for Edion, this goes for Kinu. They both were working at Capcom and they both were doing art, but they were under someone. And then I found out that this individual was Akiman. Now, I didn't know that Akiman was an artist. I just, at the time that I thought, oh, he must be just some art director or whatever. Total idiot, right? But upon learning who he was, I was just like, oh, the man was responsible for the main Street Fighter promo art, the Street Fighter 2 days, Final Fight. A couple years ago, I did a Final Fight tribute in homage of Akiman's Final Fight tribute artwork, and I have to say that that was probably very, very, very nostalgic for me to do, and it was fun. And upon learning more upon Akiman's art and his promo art, I began to really appreciate his influence, because if it wasn't really for him, I have to say Kinu never would have developed who she was, Edion would have never been the artist that he was, and Bengus wouldn't have been the artist that he was under the guidance of Akiman. And really my real unbeknownst introduction to Akiman was when Street Fighter 3 New Generation came out. And at the time, that was when I was really honing in to Kinu's artwork, and I was understanding that she was doing most of the character designs and everything. And then I saw some of the character selection screens. Obviously, I'm talking about character selection screens. I apologize in the back, it's raining really hard out here, but hopefully you can hear me. But the designs from the character selection screens in SF3 New Generation was actually done by Akiman, not Kinu. And I was like, wow, okay, that's so interesting, because Kinu's art, I thought it was Kinu's art, but Akiman was the one who did it. And if you really look at his art is just spectacular. It's like, it's almost if, I don't know, like all the artists that I've looked up to maybe have looked up to this guy. And I'm looking at just how his lines are, I'm looking at how he envelops form in his artwork, how he draws and how he colors, kind of the pastel that I was mentioning before from Vegas. He was doing the same thing, and I was intrigued. I was very intrigued by his inception of art, his inception of character design. He did have the very pencil-esque, messy look with a lot of his designs, and I appreciate that. I really think that his art is very, 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 very formulaic and very good. And it still holds up. I think he just Star Ocean, the latest Star Ocean game, and I'm just a kid again, just looking at nostalgic artwork and just seeing some of the stuff that he did for Star Ocean was great. But I wanted to mention Turn A Gundam, or Turn A Gundam. That was the Gundam series that me and my good friend, we exchanged Gundam lore with each other, and that particular Gundam series was another one of the highlights of Akiman's work that I really appreciate. Just his design work, and at the time I was actually drawing dark-skinned characters with white hair, and turns out that the main character from Turn A Gundam was also in that whole same thing. So I remember purchasing the Turn A Gundam art book, and I was just inspired, just blown away on just the sheer, just his own flair on a Gundam series. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think that he was inspired from the Gundam artist that did the original Gundam, and maybe I'm getting that wrong or what, but there's so much there's so much appreciation. And now that I look back at it, I'm like, man, all these artists were influenced by all these other artists that came before, and we're kind of doing the same thing. Like for me, I was being inspired from a lot of the artists that came before me, and Akiman was kind of the guy that I feel was the proprietor of Vengus, the proprietor of Kinu, and the proprietor of Edion, and other artists as well. And I just really, really wanted to say thank you, Akiman. And this video I wish it was more longer, and I wish it had more substance and more, just more appreciation. But I wanted to say, and you probably will never see this, but thank you. Thank you for drawing and just being awesome. Thank you for inspiring us all, and you probably don't get this often, and I know some of my peers would just probably look at you as like the Godfather of the Capcom art round table. But I just want to say thank you, and keep doing it, man. Keep doing it. Keep inspiring. And I'm just a little kid, man. At the end of the day, I'm just a little kid, and I'm just like, man, it's an awesome feeling to be inspired. So thank you. And thank you guys for watching. I know this is a little weird, but I appreciate you keeping me company, along with my pet cat here who's just sleeping away. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment and share and do all that, man. I appreciate you guys for watching. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you to my Patreons as well. You guys are amazing. Thank you for your support, and I'll catch you on the next one.